My name is Rock Ryan. You may know me from TV shows on the Investigation Discovery like Deadly Devotions, Eyewitness, Crime to Remember. I've worked on Law and Order and a bunch of other shows, and I'm here to tell you, if you have a dream, you can go after it. I'm living proof of that. From an early age, I was dying. At the age of 3, I had a hole in my heart. Doctors told my parents he's not going to make it. And if he did, he'd be an invalid. Well, my parents, prayed over me, and here I am today. I've done the impossible. My parents was good friends with this guy, Ed, that was in TV back in the 70s. And he was friends with them. And I knew right there and then when he told me he was an actor, that's what I wanted to do from the age of 6. I never knew on how I'd get into acting. But I knew someday I'd become an actor. We want things in our time. Like when we're little kids, we tell our parents we want it. We want it now. Well, we do the same thing with God. And like our parents, God says, in my time. And if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today. And I'm telling you, if you have a dream, you can go after it. Sure, you might lose things along the way to make your dream come true, like losing sleep, which I've done. To be on set at 6 in the morning, I've left where I live at 12:18 in the morning, gotten down in Manhattan at 2 to be on set at 6 a.m. But I did it. I used to tell my parents someday I'm going to be on TV. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, sure ya. You're going to be the next Henry Winkler. Well, I've done it. I've been on TV. I've worked with the man Gary Marshall. And I used to tell my parents someday I'm going to be on Happy Days. Okay, that show ended before I got into showbiz, but I got in it. And how I got in it was I went to a wake for a pro wrestler that lived by me. And I became friends with another wrestler. And he was working on a movie and asked me if I'd wanted to drive him to set one day. And I did. And I worked as a crew member. And I worked as a soldier and an agent in the movie called Hiding Place, done by Jeffrey Henderson. Great director. And from there, I'm pursuing my dream. I am now in the Actors Union, and I'm here to tell you, if you have a dream, you can do it. You're going to have people along the way tell you can't do it. It's impossible. You can't do it. That's because they don't want to see you succeed. See, you need to take the negativity, like in the movies Rocky. Rocky knew he could win the fight. Okay, it's a movie, I understand that. But the storyline behind it was that he had to prove to himself and to others he can do the impossible. And I'm telling you, you could do the impossible. If you want something that bad enough, you'll be willing to lose the sleep. You'll be willing to work hard at it. Dreams just don't appear and say, oh, you're here. Some people are lucky they could be sitting around and a director or somebody can find them and, boom. But that might not have been their dream to become an actor. My dream has always to become an actor. And I'm telling you that when people put me down, I take that negativity to turn it around, to show them, hey, I could do it, and to prove to them and to myself that I can do the impossible. And I've done the impossible, thanks to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, that I'm able to do this. And I'm telling you, you could do the same thing. Don't listen to what people have to say when they tell you you can't do it. It's impossible. Look at all the people that have been doing it for 20, 30 years and never made it. Just because they haven't made it doesn't mean that you're not going to make it. It depends on how hard you want it. It's got to come from the heart, and you got to have passion for your dream. Don't just go to bed and dream it. Pursue it. There'll be a chance in life when you could be able to pursue your dream. I never knew on how I was going to pursue mine, but I knew someday I wanted to become an actor, and I'm doing it now. And I've worked with great actors. And I'm telling you, If I could do it and go after my dream and my passion, you could do the same. Sure, you may find when you're going after your passion or your dream, it's not all cracked up to be. But you know something? The money end of it is nothing. If it's your passion, that's what matters. Because the money end of it will come later on in life. But if you don't have the passion for your dream, then don't go and pursue it thinking that you're just going to hit top of the ladder and get all this money. Because it's not going to happen. You got to have the passion. And I know that there are many people out there that want to be in some kind of thing, whether it's acting or singer, a dancer, or whatever it may be. But the only way it's going to happen is you need to go after it yourself. Don't let what other people say to you by telling you you can't do it go in your head and say they're right. Because you know what? They don't want to see you succeed because they never made it themselves. So when they feel good about themselves is when they're putting somebody else down. But I'm here to lift you up and tell you you can go after your dream. You can follow it. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next year. It may be years from now. But don't give up on that dream that you have. Because God will give you a way to make your dream come true. You have to show the passion and you need to pray for things to work in your corner. Don't listen to that guy or that girl that tells you you can't do it and you think about it and say, no, I can't. I had a guy come up to me one day at work. What makes you think you got what it takes? I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, there's so many people in this industry. What makes you think that you have what it takes? I said, I never said that. I said, you like to go and buy this and put it into a shelf and spend like $300-400 on it and it sits in the shelf and you never use it. My dream and my career is something I like. It's my hobby. I get to choose if I want to get paid for it or not. And I said to him, I never said I'm going to make it. And he was like, well, because if you do, you're crazy because there's people out there that have been doing this for 20 years and haven't made it. Well, that night, a scene with me in it called Deadly Devotions. It's the one about the Amish serial killer who kills his wife and son. And I wound up playing the hunter in the scene. And I'm seen throughout the movie. And I had to take off my hat and give like a look like, I can't believe this. And that guy saw that, came back into me the next day at work and said, I got to apologize to you. I said, for what? He goes, there's no way I could have done that scene. How did you do it? I said, well, I pretended that it could have been my child. And therefore, that's how I was able to come up with the facial expression that I did. Since then, I've been on some speaking parts. In Eyewitness, I play a drinking buddy, and the cop comes in and interrogates me. And, when they sent me the script, I was looking for this part. It wasn't there. The next day, I saw the lady that, gave me the part. And she's like, Rock, if you don't have it down, don't worry about it. It's my fault. I gave you the wrong script. Well, I memorized my script in 10 minutes, and I did that. And I'm going to tell you, you can do whatever you have to in life to go after your dream. You can. You can go after your dream. You got to want it, though. You got to have the passion for it. You got to have the love for it. You got to have the craft for it. You can't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to become a singer. It don't work like that. Or I'm going to wake up and become an actor. You got to really follow it to go after your dream, whether it could be the best salesman. You got to practice at it. Everything is practice. And that's what you need to do. But don't ever feel that what people are saying to you, you're not going to make it, it's impossible, you're nuts, I'm telling you right now, it ain't happening. That's because they don't want to see you succeed. That's where you take the negativity like they do in the Rocky movie, where Rocky proves to himself and to the people that are putting him down that he could do the impossible. And you're looking at somebody that has done the impossible. My whole life was been impossible. I mean, dying as a young baby, doctors told my parents he's never going to make it, and if he did, forget it. I've done the impossible. I've worked for a man that gave us happy days, Gary Marshall. It's like Babe Ruth saying he's going to hit a home run over your house, and he does it. I've done it. I used to tell my family someday I'm going to be on TV. I've done it. I've told my family when I was young someday I'm going to be on the big screen in a movie theater. I've done it. And if I can go after my dream and I have the passion for my dream, you need to have the passion for your dream, and your dream will come true. God will allow your dream to come true. But you need to really focus on it. You know, don't listen to what other people say if they turn around and tell you you can't do it. You need to show them up. You need to be that Rocky and say, I can do this. Don't let them control your life.